article I'm going to talk about specifically is the one titled Sheriff Breeding is in the Middle of Another Scandal. That is false. Now, I have actually reached out to the owner of the newspaper, Chris Upton, who works for 911. This reporter is a former employee of 911. After calling the newspaper owner 2 times to get no response, to document my request to him, I simply texted. And as you can see, that's the text. The text reads, and I quote, "I tried to call you. As the owner of the Union News Leader, I am requesting a retraction and an apology for the false reporting in Marty Smith's latest article titled, Sheriff Billy Breeding in the Middle of Another Scandal. This article contains many statements that are false and statements that are misleading. I can prove they are false. I can also prove the reporter knowingly made statements in that article that she knew to be false. I can also prove there was malice intent from this reporter by her own threatening and harassing voicemail and text received from her, which I have saved, which I will play for you in just a moment. Malice is an element to prove against the press in a defamation of character case. The voicemail will show this. At no time have I attended any medical appointments wearing a disguise. I had to have fun with it. That will also be proven. At no time have I ever taken a female to the Sheriff's Association. That too will be proven. I will prove many other false statements contained in that article as well, because there's a whole lot of false that will be proven in that article. Again, I'm requesting that it be removed, retracted, and apology issued. I'm reaching out to you as the owner because maybe you are unaware of some of this. I will have legal representation if you are unable to fulfill my request. Please feel free to contact me in regards to this matter. I have not received back a text or a phone call. So you're all wondering what is contained in this voicemail. This is a voicemail received from Marty Smith on October 23rd, 2024 at 1:18 p.m. Now this dates back to the drama surrounding 911, which there was 2 employees wrote up and suspended for 3 days without pay. Again, there's a lot of things in this article in reference to that is untrue. During that investigation on that complaint, the district attorney's office was consulted, along with the county attorney, who worked hand in hand with myself and my assistant director also, who also contacted CTASC numerous times. It was handled the correct way, the legal way. But Marty wants to turn it into something it's not. She reported in there that one employee got 2 weeks off. That is incorrect. Only 2 people received punishment, and that was 3 days without pay. She put in there that during the investigation that they were also put on administrative leave with no pay. That is incorrect. They were put on administrative leave with pay pending the investigation. Again, a lot of false. So, a lot of this stems from 911. So when I resigned as director, the county mayor, who assigns office space, come up, looked at the office, and he asked me and the director now, and was the new director then, Ms. Crowder, if the sheriff's department could have the conference room to use as office space. All parties agreed. Get to the voicemail. All right. As you can see, that is Marty Smith, the date and time. Let's hear what it says.
Billy, I supported you when nobody else would. We had faith in you. We depended on you. And you've let the county down. Back away from 911. Don't drag it down with you and that damn blonde-headed bitch. I've not quit. I won't quit until 911 has what it has back. It needs back. What it had to begin with. The dispatch center, little hall with 2 bathrooms, the conference room, and our office, and the communication equipment across the hall. I will not stop pushing for what is right for 911. If you don't believe me, test me.
There's a lot of anger felt, I believe, in this voicemail. This doesn't, to me, not sound like fair and unbiased reporting. Now, later that day, on October 23rd, 2024, some of you may know, some of you may not know, this reporter literally lives across the street from me. As I get home, I notice this reporter standing on her front porch, just staring at me for possibly 10 to 15 minutes. I call my chief deputy because I wanted a witness in case something happened. This was the pose for 10 or 15 minutes. There was also, at some time back, the Union County Mayor, Jason Bailey, copied me in an email that was sent to him from this same reporter, Marty Smith, to his work email, which he believed was threatening in nature, in reference to me being the director. I will not quote the email. I do not have it in front of me. But he felt it so serious, he copied me. He copied a couple others. And he copied the actual news leader to report this behavior to them. Again, in reference to me concerning 911. Many of you may have seen WBIR's story concerning the write-ups over the harassment at 911. Again, this reporter seemed fit to text me after it aired this. Again, I do not feel like that's fair, balanced, unbiased reporting. Maybe I'm wrong. I've taken enough. The truth will come out. This is a fictitious article. Not many things at all contained in this article is true. The voicemail you heard, the text you saw, is just a couple of things I've shared with you. There will be more if and when this goes to litigation. As your sheriff and as a regular person, I am tired of this type of reporting. I have a distrust for media. This is exactly why. If they have an axe to grind, they angle things the way they want to angle. They deal in a lot of untruths. It's just like President Trump. Fake news. Even the picture itself that she uses in this article, a picture that was probably taken 2 to 3 years ago at Thunder in the Park, at probably the busiest intersection there. What she's not showing you in that picture, that has probably been cropped out, is that intersection, you see the stop sign behind there, was probably no less than 10 other officers and other individuals working traffic at that intersection. But they want to take a picture at a certain angle to try to spin their article. And I'm personally sick of it. In this article, it mentions how I was seen attending Deputy Williams' medical workers' comp appointment wearing a disguise with hat and sunglasses. First off, at no point have I ever attended any medical appointments for any employee, whether it male or female. Because apparently what they do not know was that all the appointments associated with this workers' comp claim, a representative of workers' comp attended every single doctor's appointment. So I don't know about you guys, but it's hard for some dude to show up wearing a hat and sunglasses, sneaking around with a representative of workers' comp there the whole time with that employee. It's a lie. Also concerning the Sheriff's Association, the allegation she makes of 2 people in my room is inaccurate. Actually, a witness from that training called this reporter personally to tell her that no one was with me, other than, if you want to count, 30 sheriffs, chief deputies, my own sergeant. But still, knowing it was false, she printed it. Based on what? You tell me. She has the receipt from the hotel of a reservation where one room was reserved for 2 people and one room was reserved for 1. Again, when we go, it's usually myself, my chief deputy, and my sergeant. The chief deputy could not attend for a family emergency, but the room was still reserved months prior for 2. Also in this article, other things right off the top of my head that's untrue is the simple fact of Deputy Williams' timesheets, where she's saying that she got to use time that other officers don't get to use to work overtime at TDOT. It's totally false. Before this, we were in contact with the comptroller from Tennessee, and they told us the guidelines of how that is to be worked. An employee may use vacation time to work that side job. An employee may use compensatory time to work that side job, as long as they're not getting pay to being at both places at once. There are 2 other canine officers that get the same amount of time as Deputy Williams did. Those officers could have used their compensatory time just as she did, just as other officers do that work down there. And on top of that, mysteriously, months and months ago, the comptroller shows up to my office investigating a complaint about how TDOT is worked. Of course, they can't divulge where the complaint come from. But yet they do an investigation. I'm sure it's documented through the Tennessee Comptroller's Office on how we were doing the overtime on TDOT. The result of this investigation? Nothing happened. Nothing happened. That's just not just my word. She also mentions how she got paid on vacation. Well, you know what? When you take vacation and you have vacation time, you normally do get paid. And as a canine handler, we have 3. It's a state law that we are required to pay grooming and maintenance for the animal because these animals live with the handlers year round. And if that dog, which it was, taking on vacation during that time, she is due, like any other canine officer, to get that time. Again, this article is stocked full of falsehoods, misleading information to try to paint a narrative. This article talks about also when I was the director of 911, which is an unpaid job, by the way, along with my assistant director at the time, Andrew Reed, about how we use 911 monies to pay for stuff within our department. Is that true? Yes, it's true. But also what she's not telling you is in a public meeting where the state 911 board officials come to our 911 board, that is an approved expenditure if the board votes to purchase the hotspots, the computers for the CAD, computer automated dispatching for the vehicles. That is a 100% legal purchase. Now the board can opt not to do that, but again, she's wanting to paint a picture of impropriety. She even talks about $1.7 million in there. That's correct. Like the state said in that meeting also, it's a public meeting. I'm not sure she might have had her camera there and recorded it. I hope she did. A lot of that money is earmarked for capital projects, non-reoccurring costs, consoles, radio towers. To replace the whole system would cost millions. That's what that fund is for. That fund, unless I've been misled from the state myself, cannot go toward salary or costs that are reoccurring. But yet, she wants to paint the picture. It's sad that I have to make a video to call the local newspaper out, the Union News Leader, about printing falsehoods in this article. I'm here to tell you, as your sheriff, I will do the very best job possible for you. I work for you. That's what I've done since 2014. The best job I know how to do. And it's difficult to concentrate on your job when you have to deal with this. This is damaging and it's not right. There's just no proof to this stuff. The proof I have, and if and when it comes to litigation, I can prove. They will not. So again, thank you for taking a moment to listen to this. I will continue to work for you as long as I am your sheriff and do the best job possible. I will end this by saying, always be skeptical of what you read. It's not always the truth. Well, I guess I better put my disguise on before I leave. Thank you.